So, it's been a while since I last uploaded a video. Now, I know it feels very awkward to upload YouTube videos again in over a year, but now that I got some free time again, I can finally upload at a decent rate. Although studies are probably gonna, steal most of it again. But now on the main topic of the video. Thank you for watching, by the way. Bye Bye Night released a few days ago, and YouTubers already made their fair share of videos, takes, etc. I would have made the video the moment it released, but I decided to wait for the major bugs and the balance changes for it to settle, so I don't have to deal with last minute changes. And the Mimic. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Mimic, he was very overpowered. I am very excited for the game, especially during release, and it really felt like it was
been worth the wait.
there are a lot of stuff I want to cover about the game, but this is mainly focused on Springtrap and how viable he is. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Springtrap, also known as the Rotten, is the main antagonist of the FNAF franchise, the eggplant man who got skewered from the inside out just by making contact with a drop of water. He's the third killer of Bite by Night, and in my opinion, one of the better third killers in any ASM game I've seen so far. He has 22 run speed with 14 walk speed and 5 abilities in total. The first ability is Swing, which is basically your average M1s. It does 34 damage with your axe and 28 without it. One thing to note about his M1s compared to the other killers, its windup is shorter compared to other ones, so you cannot easily juke Springtrap as the other killers currently in the game. Second ability is Remnant Cleaver, arguably your most important move in your kit. When using this ability, Springtrap will ready his arm and throw his axe in the direction of your cursor. If Springtrap doesn't miss his target, he can just reclaim it by holding F near his axe. If he hits a survivor, they take 20 initial damage as well as 15 extra bleed damage, roughly 1 damage per second. One interesting thing to know about the axe throw is that it has noticeable gravity at longer ranges. For example, if you throw it slightly upwards, it traverses further, allowing you to snipe people from very far distances. Very useful for catching people off guard, especially when they're too busy doing generators. While Springtrap lost her axe, their speed changes to around 24 or 25, around the same speed as survivors, if not a little faster. If you enable hitboxes and settings, you can see the trial of Springtrap's axe throw. Unlike the Pillar Chase 2 axe throw, this one has a slight homing effect. If it looks like you missed by an inch, you can still hit them due to how big the projectile hit. There's a neat trick you can do while you have the bleed effect as a survivor though. While you're taking bleed damage, you can run over the trap, suffer 1 tick of bleed damage, and you'll get up instantly, sacrificing some of your health to disarm the trap quickly without doing the lengthy animation. Pretty amazing if you have nowhere else to escape from Springtrap. Speaking of traps, the third ability is Bear Trap. It's your average trap ability. It takes around 2 to 3 seconds to place it, which upon placement, it will stay there until it's deactivated by a nearby survivor or triggered when stepping on it. If you make contact with it, you will take 15 damage, be highlighted for Springtrap, and stay stunned for around 8 seconds. From the killer POV, even if Springtrap is far away from the trap survivor, the screen will suddenly flash white, which signals that a survivor has made contact with the trap. Nearby survivors can detach the trap much faster for you, allowing for some last second escape sequences, although I heavily do not recommend this if Springtrap is like nearby because he can just M1 the 2 survivors and do a lot of damage. Disabling traps as a survivor is a very risky task. Not only takes a long time to disarm the trap already, you're also highlighted to Springtrap that you're currently set disabling the trap. And if by any means and somehow move or let go of the button, you're gonna get trapped. If you're already disabling the trap, you're during the animation for example, and Springtrap is about to hit you, let him hit you. Technically, it will cancel out the animation, but the arm will still be disarmed, so you can escape without much trouble. It's just, if you get hit by the M1 and you already escaped, you're getting trapped and you're getting hit by another M1, which is most of your health bar, so I heavily do not recommend this. My personal opinion, I don't like Springtrap having bear traps. I get it's their own take of him. I've seen on the wiki page that Springtrap has abs, even though he's an animatronic. How did he get buffed again? But personally, I would have expected him to be more of a rushdown, but I guess it could be worse. The fourth ability is Scream. It's only available after using Remnant Cleaver. Upon being used, Springtrap will force his mechanical jaw open, revealing his mangled self, screaming on top of his lungs, highlighting every survivor on the map and blinding everyone for around 5 seconds. When you also use it, you regenerate 25 stamina, so it's very good for maintaining chases on top of blinding the survivor. It's best used when you're chasing someone and when you reach low stamina. After the Scream end lag and stamina regeneration you gain, you end up with around 60 stamina to continue your chase and closing the distance. Not much else to talk about related to his ability. You can do a raw Scream so you can bait fighters parry while you're also getting the upper hand in chases, but that's about it. And the final ability, his Charge. You can only use it without his axe after the Scream ability. Upon using it, you gain a significant speed boost. Your turning speed is reduced, but you can still maneuver around decently. When you use the ability, your stamina is rapidly draining until it reaches 0. Once you don't have stamina anymore, you come to a stop and being forced to walk for 4 to 5 seconds if you missed your target before you start regenerating your stamina again. When colliding with a survivor, you grab them and Springtrap just starts yelling in their face. You then throw them in your right and ragdoll them, allowing you to M1 them as a follow-up. Do know that the M1 damage is significantly reduced while they are ragdolled, but the survivor needs to get up on his feet after the ragdoll, which takes roughly half a second for them to get up, which in certain scenarios might allow you to hit a second M1, which does full damage unlike the first one. As for some tips I can provide for you guys if you do want to learn more about him, you want to take advantage of his bear traps, zoning out as many looping spots as possible, then taking advantage of Springtrap's long range of his axe throw to score a clear shot on a survivor, preferably when they're doing a generator. Without your axe, your chase potential is amazing due to your higher survivor speed and Scream ability to regenerate your stamina and blinding survivors. Charge ability is not that useful chase-wise, but you can use it to ambush people in a quick manner while also taking away 40% of their health in a single shot, dealing around 39 to 40 damage on a survivor if they were full health, or 36 if they were a medic. Your follow-up M1 does 6 damage if you don't have the axe, 8 if you do. I don't know that for certain, but I know they take far less damage while the survivor is ragdolled. In the mid-game, after around 1 or 2 kills, we should prioritize killing the remaining night guards or medics in the match. If you know they're not competent enough, try to kill a customer before LMS. They're the hardest class to kill during a last man standing due to their fast healing and speed boost abilities, so killing them would be a relief, at least in my opinion. Night Guard can negate the blindness debuff by highlighting you on the cameras, revealing your location to everyone, so killing them will make yourself slightly harder to track on the map if you somehow cannot hear his loudest footsteps. You see a Night Guard charging his taser gun while you're chasing someone else. If you got your axe, hold the F button for it so when they tase you, they're forced to. If you don't got your axe, you can just use your Scream ability, charge into a Night Guard the moment you can, and since he cannot stun you during the charge animation, you can just get an easy hit on them and even a free kill. You gotta be aware of throwing your axe at survivors since they can easily disable your traps while they have the bleed status effect as I mentioned previously. Springtrap can fill multiple roles of being a trapper, rushdown, and even a bit of a ranged specialist, while being decently simple to understand because he's a starter killer. I consider his M1s being the best due to how fast his windup is compared to the rest of the cast and good damage on both of his modes. Overall, I consider Springtrap to be a pretty good killer in this version of the game. As a retired pillar chase to Springtrap main, I get to rejoice by playing this new version of the man behind the Grand Canyon incident. I give it an 8 out of 10. Bro, right when I finally finished editing this video, I see the new patch arrive and Springtrap can now pick up his traps. I get that it was a needed change, but can I please get to finish the video? Oh my